Nobody expected a Valentine's sleepover to turn into one of the messiest influencer dramas of the year. What was supposed to be a glamorous night full of gifts, live streams, and perfect Instagram moments ended up spiraling into accusations, leaked private conversations, and friendships collapsing in real time. At the center of it all was Alabama Barker, the daughter of Travis Barker, and someone who has grown up in the shadow of celebrity headlines her entire life. But this time, the drama didn't come from tabloids or paparazzi. It came from the very people she invited into her own space. And the deeper people looked into what actually happened that weekend, the more uncomfortable the story became. It all started with what looked like the perfect influencer-style Valentine's gathering. Alabama invited a group of friends and creators over to celebrate together. The guest list included girls like Samaya, AJ, and Malaya, all people she appeared friendly with online. On the surface, everything about the event looked polished. There were glam setups, coordinated outfits, music blasting, and a luxury house setting that screamed social media dream night. The girls were live streaming parts of the sleepover, smiling for the camera, laughing, opening gifts, and posing together. To anyone scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, it looked like a typical influencer night. But viewers quickly started noticing something strange in the clips. The energy didn't quite match the aesthetic. Some of the smiles looked forced. A few interactions felt awkward. Little side glances and quiet whispers started popping up in the background of the streams. At first it seemed minor, the kind of small tension that can happen anytime a group of people spends a long night together. But as the night continued, those tiny moments started stacking up. And then one moment in particular made the entire room shift. During the sleepover, a private chef appeared in the house to prepare food. Considering Alabama's background and the fact that she's connected to both Travis Barker and the Kardashian family, having staff around the house wasn't unusual. But the way the situation played out created a moment that viewers immediately noticed. The chef casually mentioned preparing a plate for Alabama. One of the girls then jumped in and asked if she could also get served. That's when the chef clarified that he was only there to prepare food for Alabama. The room instantly got awkward. It wasn't necessarily anyone's fault. From a professional standpoint, if the chef was hired specifically to serve Alabama, he was simply doing his job. But on camera, it created a visible divide between the host and the guests. Suddenly, it felt like there was an invisible line in the room separating lifestyles. You could see Alabama recognize the tension immediately. She quickly stood up and said she would just serve herself instead, trying to smooth the situation before it turned into something bigger. But the internet had already noticed. Clips of the moment started circulating online, with people debating whether the chef handled it poorly or whether the situation simply showed the reality of the wealth gap between Alabama and her friends. Still, that awkward moment wasn't what truly started the drama. The real conflict exploded later during something that became known online as the car incident. According to the different versions of the story circulating online, Samaya had brought another girl into Alabama's car without warning her first. That girl was Malaya? Alabama reportedly didn't know who Malaya was at the time, which immediately made the situation uncomfortable. Imagine organizing an entire event, expecting to get into your own car with people you know, and suddenly there's a stranger sitting there without any explanation. From Alabama's perspective, it felt like basic boundaries had been crossed. She allegedly asked Samaya to have Malaya leave the car. Samaya didn't take that well. From her side, the request came off as rude or disrespectful. From Alabama's side, it was simply about not wanting someone she didn't know, suddenly joining private plans. What might have started as a small misunderstanding escalated quickly. Because this wasn't just a private disagreement between friends. Parts of the conflict began playing out online. Soon the internet was doing what it always does when influencer drama appears. People started analyzing every clip from the live stream, looking for signs that the friendships had already been fragile. Many viewers felt like Alabama had been putting more effort into the group dynamic than the others. Some pointed out moments where she was surprising the girls with flowers, setting up thoughtful details and trying to make the night special. Meanwhile, critics began saying the friendships looked one-sided. As the clip spread, rumors started forming. Some people began hinting at substance use. There was no proof, no clear evidence, just speculation moving rapidly through comment sections and repost accounts. But once a rumor starts circulating online, it grows fast whether it's true or not. And that's exactly what happened here. Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just about an awkward sleepover anymore. It became a full internet debate about Alabama's lifestyle, her friendships, and the environment she surrounds herself with. Then the situation took another turn when the girls themselves began responding publicly. Samaya posted videos and comments addressing the situation. In one clip, she criticized Alabama's schedule, claiming that she sleeps until late in the afternoon most days. Alabama quickly responded to defend herself, explaining that she works late into the night and keeps a different routine because of it. But the responses quickly became personal. The conversation shifted from one awkward night to direct comments about each other's habits, routines, and lifestyle. At one point, Alabama pushed back strongly against the earlier rumors circulating online, implying that some of the accusations were completely false. Once family names started getting pulled into the argument, things escalated even further. Instead of resolving the conflict privately, it became a full public back and forth that millions of people were watching unfold. By this point, viewers thought the situation was already messy enough. But what happened next shocked almost everyone following the story. During the chaos, Alabama reportedly called someone she trusted to vent about everything happening. She sounded emotional, overwhelmed, and frustrated with how the situation had spiraled. During that private conversation, she opened up about something deeply personal. She revealed that she had previously suffered a miscarriage. It was the kind of information that most people would only share with someone they felt completely safe with. But instead of keeping that moment private, the person she called secretly recorded the conversation. Then the recording was posted online. The reaction was immediate. People across social media were outraged that such a personal moment had been exposed without her permission. Even people who had criticized Alabama earlier in the drama felt that crossing that line was completely unacceptable. Trust is fragile, and when someone shares something that vulnerable, exposing it publicly can feel like a massive betrayal. But the situation didn't stop there. Soon after the recording spread, another comment appeared that pushed the story into even deeper speculation. Malaya jumped into the comment section of the post and wrote a message that suggested the father of the pregnancy might have been her ex-boyfriend. That single comment sent the internet into overdrive. There was no confirmation, no timeline, and no clear evidence supporting the claim. But the speculation exploded anyway. Suddenly, the drama had turned into a web of rumors connecting multiple people in past relationships. The story that began with a simple sleepover had now become something far more complicated. People started revisiting past conflicts Alabama had been involved in, including older public feuds that had already drawn attention before. When the internet gets hold of a story like this, it rarely stays focused on one event. Old moments get pulled back into the spotlight, and narratives start forming around them. For Alabama, the situation became overwhelming. After responding briefly to the drama, she eventually went quiet on social media. Her accounts became more private. The live stream stopped. The public back and forth slowed down. But the conversations about her continued. Some viewers criticized her decisions and the people she chose to surround herself with. Others expressed sympathy, saying that the situation looked less like influencer drama and more like a young woman struggling to find genuine friendships while living in a highly public environment. Several people pointed out that fame can make relationships incredibly complicated. When someone grows up surrounded by money, attention, and celebrity connections, it becomes difficult to know who is truly there for the right reasons. Flying friends out to luxury houses, hosting events, and covering expenses can create incredible experiences. But those things can't manufacture loyalty or trust. And that seemed to be the lesson many people felt was playing out in real time. Because underneath the headlines and the drama, Alabama didn't look like someone chasing attention in those final posts. She looked exhausted and hurt. For someone who has grown up in the public eye, that kind of vulnerability can be hard to hide. Money can buy private chefs, luxury homes, and influencer events, but it can't guarantee that the people around you are genuine. And that's the part of the story that seems to have resonated with viewers the most. So now, the question people keep asking is simple. Was this just a group of young influencers making mistakes in public? Or does it reveal something deeper about the kind of environment Alabama is navigating? Because if the last few days proved anything, it's that fame doesn't protect someone from betrayal. In some ways, it might actually make those moments happen more often. What do you think about everything that happened? Do you think Alabama simply ended up surrounded by the wrong people? Or was this drama bound to happen from the beginning? Let me know your thoughts below because this story might not be over yet.